Reactivators with Cara and Toni. And Rita, and there's Jenna. Yes. So there was 6 of us all together in the Reactivated household. Our freshman year, we were all freshmen at the time. Coming into Franciscan, we, well, I can only speak from my experience at first because I didn't know Toni and Sierra and Jenna in the beginning. But coming in, I really did want to be part of household life. I saw a lot of good things about them, but I don't know exactly what it was about them. I just wasn't really finding what I was looking for, and so I kind of took a step back, from trying to get involved in the household right away. But little did I know that the Lord was working in other places on campus with these ladies. So if you guys actually want to start that part, because you guys really started it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, it's a little foggy. Looking back now, it's like the Lord had this vision and plan, and so we similar to Juliet, we're looking at households, and Jenna, Sierra, and I were in Louis Liz. So that was my starting place, and I loved the households. Yeah, Louis Liz. So few people end up in that hall. I loved the households in that hall, but didn't feel like any one of them was it. I really enjoyed them and thought I could join this, but there was no real strong sense. And Sierra and I one day in the fall, maybe late fall version, we're walking from Center for Leadership, past the King or something. Anyone in Center for Leadership? I don't know if Center for Leadership had anything to do with it. No, but we were talking about households in our search, and just that we were kind of dissatisfied with what we were seeing in household, and as little freshmen, we knew. So we just started talking about starting a household, and around themes of mercy and healing, and we were going through a lot our freshman fall, and
I remember I went to your Father Gately talk. He was talking in his book, 33 Days to Morning Glory, and this one thing he said stuck out, and he said, mercy is love where it meets suffering. And I was like, that's water. And we talked about it a lot, and we actually were meeting with some other girls that eventually faded out and joined different households, and talking about what we were, what was missing, what we wanted to see. And so we ended up actually all meeting with a few other girls that didn't join with Father Gregory, and he's like, oh, you guys remind me of 2 households. And he pulls out DOZ's Old Covenant and a different household, which I don't remember because we read it, we were like, no, that's not it. He gave us all copies of the Covenant, and then that's how a few other people read it, because they're like, here, I can read this.
So my freshman roommate was kind of involved in that original group, and she kept pushing me and encouraging me to find houses, and I was like, I'm not interested. And she was kind of getting frustrated because she really wanted me to get involved in something. And so she brought it to me at that point. And it was in its very basic form. In its very basic form. But when I read it, I was just like, this is my heart. This already is how my heart just is journeying with the Lord and processes with the Lord. And this is what I want to continue with whoever else feels similarly about it. This is I know that I'm going to I'm going to be sisters with them, just because if this is how their heart is also, then we're going to.
Yeah, and Father Gregory at the time was the head of household life, and he was very to the T, okay, you're going to highlight the sentences you add or take out, and we're going to meet and talk about it. And we met with him a lot, and we had to show him exactly what we were adding, because a covenant is kind of set in stone, it's a covenant, he was allowing us.
But we were really grateful that there was some room to mess around with it. The 5 pillars were the same,
and the verse is the same.
But we really fluffed it up.
And it was that was our formation, because we didn't have bigs, and we
would meet for a Saturday all day. We didn't have Lord's Day, but we just would meet and pray and keep rereading sentences to each other and be like, okay, what's good, what do we need to fix? It was so great.
And it was beautiful how the Lord just kept speaking to us, speaking into those pillars, because they were very basic. There was not a lot to each of them, and they were very basic, and so he just kept speaking into like each of the pillars and things that we just like really felt strongly that needed to be part of it, that we wanted to grow in, that we felt like the campus needed in some ways, or just something that we like really felt like there are women who really need this message, who really need to hear this.
Yeah, and ultimately I think it's just a testament to the Holy Spirit. Like he saw a need for, he knew all of you guys would be here, and needed something for his women to relate to. So he's like, let me create a way. Like I need to reach these women, and it's through, mercy and healing, which I call like the anchors, even though mercy isn't technically one of our pillars. It's still like, I think the thread through all of it is like, I need to reach my women through this. There's so much of that going on in the world, and
and that became very obvious when Household actually started, because so there were the 6 of us who all reactivated, because there had to be 6 on campus in order to reactivate. And Cara Egan, you remember her name, she is such an amazing person. She was number 6. She was the 6th person, but kind of early on in the process, she actually realized that she didn't really feel super called to be part of this particular household, but she knew that if we didn't have a 6th person, that we couldn't reactivate. And so she didn't say anything until after the reactivation ceremony and everything, and she was just she just made that sacrifice for us so that we could reactivate. So she is
but her life speaks of it.
Oh my
it's
gosh, it is.
Yeah.
Like the healing the Lord has brought. And so then there were 5 of us on campus. We're all on campus at the same time. There were 4 of us on campus at first, because Rita was in Austria. Well, that's right. So there was only 4 of us on campus the very first semester.
10% of the current.
Yeah. And I think that was
best.
It was amazing. It was really amazing. And I think that's when it became, because we had no idea, what we were doing. I was coordinator, but we're all coordinator. I mean, a coordinator of 4 people is we were all making a lot of decisions together and really forming each other. And we were just so passionate about this household, about being together and loving each other, and just seeing what the Lord had, but we never had any vision for, okay, we need to reach out to people. It was just people all of a sudden started coming to us. And we're I've been waiting for something like this. We had upperclassmen coming to us as sophomores saying, I've been waiting for something like this to come. I wasn't finding what I was looking for until this covenant came in. And so we realized wow, the Lord really, really wanted to do something in this household. So it was, and so the explosion that happened was I don't know, it was it was overwhelming at times. It was very overwhelming at times, actually. We went through a lot of growing pains.
But the good thing about that is love doesn't come in a pie shape where you're my percentage is getting smaller. You just make more pies. Make more pies of love. It doesn't mean less love for you, it means more love all around. Does anyone have any questions or anything?
What were your favorite pillars? Do you guys have one?
I don't know if I've ever thought about that, actually.
No.
Oh, wow.
I think trust.
That's what it is.
I think for me, open is probably my favorite, because that's kind of where, that's kind of almost for me, that's the turning point, when I have whatever it is and I'm praying to the Lord or processing through, that's kind of the turning point where I'm okay, I see this for what it is, and now I'm ready for you to come in.
Obviously, trust. It's the goal of my life.
How did you decide on the different commitments?
Okay, that was fun because none of the current commitments were original ones. I don't even remember what those were. I don't remember their names. Lord's Day.
Lord's Day, Christmas meeting.
Well, we wanted to keep it simple. We wanted to have room for sisters to be able to. I think one of the unique things about DOZ is that our covenant isn't particularly obviously we have a devotion to divine mercy, but it's a very open kind of it doesn't, the whole household doesn't have a particular devotion. it does leave a lot of room for a lot of growth. And so we wanted to kind of keep that available so we could get involved in different things, which we all did. Like, we're all very, very involved in a lot of stuff happening on campus.
Yeah.
So,
and then I think, like, mercy is just like, don't keep it to yourself, give it out to others. So it was just natural. We wanted to pray with people. We wanted to walk on campus and pray with people because, to be honest, it's hard going to Franciscan, right? It's hard, like, you're trying to, be holy and whatever that means, and just trying to do it. And the people, like, next to you who are really quiet that you are walking next to in the hall, like, they might be going through way more, but just trying to keep it together. And so I was like, no, like, let's go out there and, put ourselves out there and let's pray with people. So.
Are you guys still, sorry, Jules, praying the chaplet or confessions?
Yeah. Oh, yes. Empowered prayer.
In Christ the King Chapel?
We do empowered prayer once a month, and we do like a cappella DMC in the chapel, and then we like go out.
Yeah, and that was really beautiful. People were like loved that as we were waiting for
confession. I think we're like always waiting, like one of our is gonna say no.
Before they never heard for confession. They never did. They never did. It was really cool. And one of the with the covenant or with the commitments and like going out to people on campus, that was a big thing for us too. Is we didn't want to turn in. Like, we didn't want it just to become about like us and our identity. We didn't want to just make this is DOZ and like just, I don't know, like we didn't want it to become about our image and about like having a reputation or whatever. And I know that happens because this is Franciscan and that's what happens at Franciscan. Is like households, like they develop their own reputation, but we didn't want that to ever be like the focus or at the heart of it. Like that we are this thing, so come in and join us. Like we wanted to go out to meet people where they were at and just like help them in their walk with the Lord. That was the big thing, is we wanted to like meet people where they were at, wherever the Lord was calling them to, and like let him come into that and not be like, oh, you have to join this thing in order to be part, like to have what we have. It was like, no, this is for everybody.
You got
How did you guys choose our household saints?
the saints? They were actually already part of the original.
They chose us.
So our previous sisters.
Yeah, she was.
By the way, we have a Carmelite sister who was one of the originals.
Yeah, she's in Los Angeles. Yeah.
Whoa.
She prays for us.
Oh my God.
When we reactivated, we sent out a newsletter to the sisters asking just like for their prayers and like to kind of hear from them and for anything that they had. And so actually the Lord's Day cup, the little teeny tiny little like thimble cup that we have. So the original sisters, they all went to Austria the same semester at some point, and they made a pilgrimage to a CC together, and they got that cup in a CC for Lord's Day. So that's actually like a super special part of household. And yeah.
Go ahead.
How do you think that household and like sisterhood has impacted the way that you're like wives, mothers, and
Oh, great question.
Man, well, I think like obviously like our experience is only in DOZ, so we can't actually like compare ourselves to other households. But something I was very convicted of in our household was this real, genuine friendship that like we were all wanting and really intent on like providing each other, like no matter how many sisters would be joining us, like we wanted friendship to be like open and available to all our sisters, and we didn't want those kind of divisions and things in the household at large. And I think, I don't know, community looks so different when you graduate, but I think being open to other women and remembering how similar we all are and like what our ongoing needs are even after we graduate in terms of community, and really touching each other's hearts and not hesitating to reach each other, even when you might not share the same experience of Franciscan. Because I know where I am now, some of the women I am in community with don't have this same background, but you gather a lot of tools to know how exactly to like reach them and receive from them. Yeah. As for motherhood, I'm not quite there. So. I'll be there too.
Well, I guess for me, like I was freshman year, and why don't we just pick a household? But you can't really go wrong. All the households are great. Like household is gonna, grow you spiritually. Why did I feel this need to keep searching, until we started DOZ? And I really think it's because it's like the flavor of your heart. Like there's a certain way the Lord's in your heart, and the covenant is what it spells it out. That's my flavor. Like you just know when you connect to it, and it's like, wait, that's what God, that's my mission, and that's what stirs my heart, and that's what resonates with me. And so, household, you join it, you're in it for 4 years or whatever, how many years, and but you still live it out because that's what you're drawn to. You're drawn to mercy and healing on these pillars and the saints, and oh my gosh, it's just, it doesn't really go away because that's your flavor.
I think that it can be you can say similar things about vocation then too.
Yeah.
Obviously it's like on a microcosm of that because joining household is not even anywhere near the weightiness of choosing your vocation, but it is similar. You can be sanctified and become holy, and you get to heaven in any vocation that you choose. But it is the Lord is so tender with us, and He loves the uniqueness of our heart, and He has made it that way in particular, so we can come alive in very particular ways, whether it's through household or through our particular job and through our vocation. But I think for me, I think the combination of authenticity but not being reliant or too dependent on each other was really important. And what that really comes down to is actually finding our delight in the Lord and then sharing in that together, or taking our struggles and our sorrows to the Lord and then grieving together. But it was always focused back on the Lord. It was always directing each other back to the Lord, where we could be so open with each other, hey, this is what I'm struggling with, but I'm not expecting you to fix my problems. I just want you to know, I want you to walk with me in this, and I want you to grieve with me or rejoice with me in this.
And the goal is a real wholeness, because especially after you graduate, you don't have each other just doors down from each other. And so now, we're all still in touch, but it's not this emotionally dependent kind of friendship. It's a really mature one. And so I think that should be the goal of your sisterhood, is a friendship that is very fruitful still, even after you graduate and leave here, but looks different and has matured.
I remember when I lived with Meg Nolte, just like a low point in my, my framework. And my profile picture on Facebook was Divine Mercy Jesus, and I laughed at because I didn't have my picture with my ex-boyfriend. And every morning I would wake up and jump in her bed and be like, Megan, tell me a lie you're living right now. And she would tell me now tell me a truth, tell me a truth. It was just these are the best memories.
She never did it to Toni though.
She was in Austria. It's just the things you do with your sister.
And that's only and that whole cliche of I don't know, and I have mixed feelings about it, but when we ask someone it's such a frantic question. But it is such an important question, to be able to come together and to go there, to go to those places and ask, what is the Lord doing in your life? And
You guys have a time to pray you won't have shortly. It's unreal the changes that happen. And it's okay, it's all good, but do it while you can.
Find the Lord while you can. Don't let your identity be found just in household. Yes, it is a beautiful place that you can find the Lord, but if you're not finding the Lord here, then it's not serving you as it ought. If you're just in it just for the community or just for the sisterhood, those are beautiful, beautiful things, but you really need to be able to find the Lord and be totally singularly for Him, no matter what else is going on.
And they'll be better friends and sisters for each
Oh
other.
yeah. Oh yeah.
And the faithfulness you show now to commitments will help you so much more. Right. Because it's no offense, but it's so much harder to pray when you have a baby crying and you don't have your daily I have to do my chaplet today. You guys have the accountability because you're all living, you're doing it all together, so do it well, do those commitments, try not to skip out if you can, because it'll help you later